It's great to be back on The Real Deal. We're joined by Mr. Berry today, and we're going to cover the topic of overcapitalising. What is it? Overcapitalising is really spending a lot of money on a property where you are unlikely to get it back. Now, if you're planning on living in that property for a very, very long time, go for it. If you want to put in a gold-plated bath, I've got no issues with that. The only problem is if you come to me in a year's time and say, right, Gabby, we want you to sell this and we want all of our money back, plus what we paid on the stamp duty, which by the way, you never get back, plus your agent's commission, it's probably going to be unlikely to achieve that. So when it comes to overcapitalisation, all I can say is when you're doing renovations and you're doing them for resale purposes, be very cautious. First of all, have a look at the economic situation around you. If there's a boom at the moment, there may not be a boom forever, okay? So keep that in mind as well. You make your money when you buy a property, not when you sell a property. So if you are going to be buying a property to do a renovation, this probably isn't the best market to do it in. Typically, you should wait for a lower market if you're planning to add significant value to a property and you're wanting to flip it. This is not flippers market at the moment unless the market continues going up, and without the crystal ball, I can't even advise you as to whether or not it's going to flatline, bottom out, or increase this year. We all know we are in uncertain times. So back to overcapitalisation and what it actually is. When you purchase a property, ideally you should buy a property where you can pretty much instantly improve the property by up to 15%. This could be putting in air conditioners, carpets, paint, and doing a few extra things, perhaps some landscaping in the garden, perhaps a new kitchen and things like that. But when you're doing massive renovations, new kitchens and new bathrooms and pools and decks and things like that, you have to ask yourself the question, if I have to sell this in 30 days, will I get my money back? If the answer is no, you're really going to be aiming for a very, very high end of the market. It's a much higher risk, especially in a softer market, because while we're in the current market, which is awesome, where you'll probably get your money back and more, if things change in the future, you could be entering into dangerous territory. I have worked in very difficult markets where people have done these massive renovations and huge improvements, and then sometimes they've struggled to get their money back if things bottom out a little bit, like during the GFC. So how do you avoid overcapitalising? Well, the best thing you can do and the safest thing to do is if you are planning on improving the value of the property, talk to the agent, talk to me before you do any renovations. We're very good at making suggestions because we know exactly what the market are looking for. So we're always open to chat to you about your property, renovations you're doing, or if you're planning to sell. So feel free to drop me a line or shoot me an email, or otherwise give me a call. You know where to find me.